Alright guys, Ryan Greathouse here. Figured I would make another how-to video. We got turkey season coming. We got a couple of weeks left before Florida boys start getting into it. Only about a month and a half before Georgia gets into it. Really close to a month. So I'm gonna make a video for y'all today talking about cutting on a mouth call. We've got a link right here. We did one last year. I did one last year. It's about how to use a turkey call. So go check that one out. That one will probably be extremely helpful if that's what you're looking for. This one is just going to be cutting. I'm not going to go into extreme detail about how to use a call and all that and this and that. So this one's just going to be cutting. So click that link. I'll put it up here again. Click on that link, go watch that video, and then come back to this one. So, cutting. The thing about cutting is there's really no huge secret to it. Being able to cut and make it be realistic, it just takes a lot of practice. That's the only way that you're going to get those realistic sounds. That's the only way you're going to be able to cut like a hen does, without slurring those cuts together. You just have to practice. But the best way to do your practice is to start out slow. Don't try to go too fast. I think a lot of people, even when it is fast, they think they have to go fast, and it actually sounds better, and it actually goes quicker than you think it does. And that's the biggest thing, is don't try to go too fast. So how you want to cut, the way I cut, it's really no different than a yelp. Basically, you just take that yelp and make it really short. That's basically all the cut is. It's just an extremely condensed version of a yelp. Now the way I do the cut, I just it's not really chuck. It's almost so you put that call in there, and then you just really quick, short burst of air. You use about the same amount of tongue pressure as you would with your yelps. If whatever tongue pressure applies the right way to that certain call, you pretty much use the same tongue pressure for your cuts. So I mean, there's really not a huge science to cutting. It's just the biggest thing is practice, and you just have to keep practicing doing those cuts, making them not slur together, making them not get blurry, and making them really sharp. And the best way to practice that is just to do it. And like I said, the biggest thing is start out slow. You don't have to go fast. You might think you have to make it sound fast, but you don't. The less you try to make it extremely fast, the better it's going to come out, and it's still going to sound a little fast. So the way that I practice, especially when I was first trying to figure out how to get my cuts crisp and not slur together, just start out slow and practice single note cuts, double note cuts, and then work your way into 3-note cuts, and just go slow. And then work some yelps in there. Like I said, you don't have to go fast. especially if you're throwing those yelps in, just throw in some double cuts, maybe some triple cuts, and it's going to sound like an excited hen. Now, what I did right there at the end, all those really fast cuts, you don't have to do that. Just keep it simple, starting out, go slow, and you'll get it. I mean, once you start practicing those cuts, you'll get it. And I know a lot of guys ask me, how do you get that that yelp cut, yelp combo, you know? And that's the same thing, it just takes practice. You just gotta, the biggest thing of getting that is practice just that. Don't practice anything else. Practice just yelp cut, yelp cut, yelp cut, like so. And then once you get comfortable with that, it might sound something like this. When you want to do a cutting sequence in the woods, along with some excited yelps. So, I mean, like I said, there's really not a whole lot of science to it. It just takes practice, 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 practice. That's probably the biggest thing with cutting. But there's a lot of other calls. You really have to know how to go about producing the sound. But with a cut, it's really just a simple short burst of air, and you just have to train your tongue pressure, your jaw, everything has to be trained to be able to cut that sound out, make those cuts really crisp, and make them not slur together. And don't get discouraged if you are getting your cuts slurred together, and if you're not, they don't sound as crisp as you want them to. Don't get discouraged. I still mess up. I slur my cuts together. When I do fly down cackles, sometimes it's not the greatest. I know myself, I know tons of guys, even competition guys, everybody's gonna mess up, so don't get discouraged if you're having trouble. That's the part of it that makes it fun, is just trying to grow and get better. So hopefully that'll help y'all out. I know it was kind of long, but hopefully it'll help you out and you'll kill some turkeys this spring. Y'all go check us out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're catching this video in time, we're going to be at the NWTF in about 2 more days, I think. So y'all go to the NWTF, get ready for turkey season. It's going to be a blast. Can't wait to start bringing y'all some videos. Good luck.